TRPE. The realest podcast ever, realest podcast ever. Two brothers bringing thinking on a second level. Music, sports, fashion, politics, and the streets. The best 2 hours out of every week. YDN, dinosaurs, and YBODs. Real talk every time, this is what you need. We just out here popping shit. It's your boy C. Diddy and Matt makes me sick. TRPE, TRPE, go. TRPE, TRPE, go. They know. The realest podcast ever. Woo, woo. The realest podcast ever.
Yeah.
Jim, Lee.
What up, world? We back. It's the realest podcast ever. It's your boy C. Diddy.
I'm Matt.
Hello, Matthew.
How you doing, man?
I just realized I was looking for the episode numbers. I'm like, holy shit, this is number 60.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a milestone. This is
Only took us 2.5 years. We record every week, but somehow we only got the fucking 60.
And we got a couple multi-episode shows in there also, and still 60. But we've done more than 60 shows. We probably did like 64 shows or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something to that effect.
We lost the show somewhere out there.
Oh man, remember that the show we recorded 3 times, and then we had to end up keeping the first bad one because it was the least of all evils.
Yeah, that was bad. I almost had to pull Chad off Just. You would have loved to tell him.
Man, I was gonna hurt Justin.
Yeah, that was funny.
And I like Justin a lot.
That was a funny ass day.
I was gonna harm him.
Like, yeah. Good times.
It's like the third time I drive to the greater Northeast. And you still can't seem to get this audio right, but all these other little corny shows, audio is sounding crispy and perfect.
Yeah, that was funny.
We might gotta go in your office and throw hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's behind us.
Yeah, we got past that. I'm tired, yo.
Oh man, I'm fucking beat. I was just telling Matt.
Now that I think about it, I'm tired of shit.
Yeah, I was just telling Matt on my way here, and as soon as I got here, I'm like, yo, I'm on like 3 hours of sleep the last 48 hours. Like, I'm wore the fuck out. And it's nobody's fault other than mine, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm tired as shit.
Yeah, man. It's like this week was cool. Like I'm getting my shit all back together.
Are you still eating bird food?
No, I'm actually like you can eat a little bit, but you really can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like breakfast, I eat like a scrambled egg, like 1 egg.
Damn.
Yeah, and that should be like. Like you packing it away. That's how that shit feel.
It's like, you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
You're really like going ham right now.
I'm supposed to drink 64 ounces of water a day. This is 50 ounces. I started at like 9 o'clock. So that's,
You got some time. You got a while.
It's just it's nowhere for it to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's all good though. Like I said, I went the other day. My blood pressure, I haven't taken any pills. My blood pressure is normal. My the shit with the cardiomyopathy, my heart, like my chest hasn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
And my girl said literally the past 2 weeks I haven't snored once. So I guess my sleep apnea is probably about to be a thing of the past. So, and
health is really wealth.
Health is really like, and I feel it. Like I wake up in the morning, I'm refreshed. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not waking up groggy. I'm going back to work tomorrow, so. That's a pain in the ass, but literally I picked a 8-hour run for this summer. So it's like I go in at 12:30 and I'm done at 8. Right. Like I'm not working.
Not fucking with y'all.
I'm not doing nothing. Honestly, it's just I've gotten to the point where it's just the money cool, but fuck all that shit. I got other shit I want to do and other shit I want to be a part of. So it's just like I'm not wasting. Like, I look at like some of the older dudes I work with. They come in at 7 and don't leave till 7, and I'd be like.
And that's literally their life, and they married to that type of a.
And it'd be like, you got a wife and kids. Like, how do you see people? How do you deal?
They don't.
That's what I mean. And I don't want to do that. I just really want to like come in, do my little time, and get the fuck out of here. And that's really where I'm trying to keep it. So it's like, I picked the 8-hour joint for the summer. I probably pick them going forward too. Just I don't know. It's like I came out of the surgery shit, and I'm just like. Mentally different. Like I don't even have the energy for surgery. Like I saw so much dumb shit, so much nigger filled ratchet shit this week, and I don't have the energy for it, know. And I've become one of them people on not on Twitter but on Instagram at least, where whenever something happens, people start DMing me and sending me the links.
You ain't gonna say nothing about this,
and I'd be like, I've seen it, but I just this shit don't.
I'm to the point where I'm so just removed from all the ignorance and shit like that. Like I don't even know. I don't see
you
it.
didn't even know Nipsey slapped the nigga.
Didn't see it. Didn't know about it. It's like it's a double-edged sword because I'm not on Twitter again for like the last going on 4 weeks now. And I'm losing a little bit because I'm not getting my news because that's how I consume the news for the most part. But I'm not getting none of the ignorance. Like I'm getting 0% ignorance other than like the little bit of stuff I see on Instagram.
Now see, your Twitter was like my IG.
Vermin.
Yeah. Like my Twitter isn't that bad because I never got ingratiated with the absolute scum of the city. You did. And they wouldn't fuck with me. And I like at one point it was like kind of like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
I'm over here.
But then eventually it was like, God got me. You know what I'm saying?
God's plan.
Yeah, like he looked out. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't even got to deal with or see certain, like there be certain Twitter accounts that pop up through retweets. Yeah. And then I look at their page and they have 2,700 followers and I be like, it's really 2,700 people listening to that shit 24/7. And it's just like,
my man told me like he got like an ongoing beef with this like dirty Twitter bitch, and like she's like stalking him. Like she found out where he lived.
Is crazy.
She drove past his house and like rolled the window down and looked, and I'm like, yo,
on some baby boy.
I'm like, dog, what the fuck is going on? So now he done found out.
What was the joint where the bull drove over the Kobe argument?
Temecula.
Yeah, when he went to Rumble.
Temecula. So now he's calling me, reporting this shit. He like, yeah, she had some nigga call my phone, and then it's like, then I seen her, but I ain't show her that I seen her. I copied her license plate down, all this shit. I'm like, dog, what is about to happen here?
The other night, me and Carl had a conversation, right? We was talking, and we just was talking about like life and the city, and shout out Pastor Carl, that's my man, you know, friend of the show, you know what I mean? We just was having a convo just about like life and, you know, his struggles. It's like an uphill battle with him trying to fight against what he's fighting against. And I'm just like, it almost like, it make you just want to give up.
It's almost pointless.
That's what I told him. I'm like, you almost want to give up and just pack up your couple of people, whatever, you know, belongings you
like,
got.
Yo, the 8 of you who have brains,
like you want to
come with me,
pack all your shit up in a bandana and a stick and just take off for greener pastures, because this shit here is just awful. We was talking about the cop that got murdered in the GameStop the other day, and Carl, like the fact that it's people like really like, oh, free to real about them guys, and it's just like, yo, like they
keep them niggas.
Like they was in the joint with an AK in the GameStop.
That's literally killing ants with a sledgehammer is what that is.
And, you know, like Styles said, big banks at casinos get the M16. Like you got an AK. I'm not advocating robbery or violence, but like go hit an armored truck. Like, you know, you could rob GameStop with a Swiss Army knife.
Like they're trained to give it up.
It's like $400 and like 4 or 5 old Nintendos in there. Like there's nothing in there.
We don't keep anything on site.
And it's like I see so much senseless shit. I saw that. Then I saw the situation with the kid that got stabbed up in New York.
Yeah.
And these are grown gang members chasing this kid. The kid runs into the Poppy store. When the people was calling for the boycott of the Poppy store, I'm like, well, what, you know, because all we saw was the video of them pulling him out.
Yeah.
I finally saw the video of him, like, he literally ran in and ran to the back of the Poppy store.
Right.
And all the motherfuckers that work there, they literally drug young boy out the store.
Oh, no, you don't.
And it's like, don't nobody just...
No blood on the Stromans.
Yeah, please. No, not on the potato.
No, Poppy.
Yeah. And they drug him out, and I'm talking about was hitting him with machetes.
And from what I understand, it's like a straight mistaken identity.
Here go the crazy part. They locked them all up today. Did you see that?
Of course they did.
These niggas sent the family messages on social media like, oh, our fault. We thought he was somebody else.
That doesn't bring them back.
Nigga, what? Like, this is the idiocracy that's running around in the world.
That was little Carl. We thought it was little Earl. Damn.
I peeped the day, like,
y'all ratting? Question mark.
I peeped, like, you know what it was over? Apparently one of the gang niggas' sisters is in a porno. Is in like some homemade porno, and the bull uploaded it on social media. So they was out looking for the bull. They thought he was the bull. And I'm just like, You ever play Risk? Not Risk. Clue. You ever, like this shit like a bad game of Clue.
How are y'all breaking this shit down? Like y'all is back at the gang bando strategizing. Like, all right, this got to be the nigga right here.
Yeah.
Like, even though my sister said it's this nigga's probably him too.
This is another reason why I could just never get wrapped up in gangs. It's like, I'm not trying to be at the clubhouse, in the hut, playing Madden, and like, our capo come in
Gang
like,
mission 4038.
You five, let's go. Like, what happened? No, the bull fucked my little sister and posted it on Facebook. Let's go. We got to kill him. What the fuck that got to do with me?
Like, we can't just beat him up and scare him. No, grab a machete.
Get your machete. Get your machete.
Like, are you niggas stretched from naughty by nature? Why do you have machetes? Like, what is the problem here? This is a crazy, unfortunate situation. When I heard machetes, I said, are we in Jamaica? Like, machetes? You use those to fucking cut mangoes out of trees and shit.
What's crazy is y'all ain't even trying to be funny. I dead ass know where to buy grenades. I don't know where to get a machete.
No sane person knows where to get a machete.
You gotta go looking for one.
You gotta inherit a machete. You can't even buy one. Somebody has to give you a machete.
Do you know where to get a machete?
Or any kind of sword, for that matter.
Yo, real shit. Like, you dead ass gotta, like, find a machete. And for y'all to just, get your machetes. We on route.
They got a gang full of machetes.
Yeah.
You can probably get them at Walmart, just like guns.
I guess. I never went down the machete aisle. So it's like,
They got guns there, so.
I have no reason to go down there. Like,
where are your wartime weapons at?
A true story. You made me think about it. This was years ago. Older gentleman from my neighborhood, who remained nameless. He went to jail and he did like 15 years, and he came home and was literally like Thor. Like, this nigga was just huge and just super muscular and ripped. And he one of the niggas that didn't realize his own strength. I remember the chicks was fighting on my block, and like the cops had came and shit, and they was right next door to my house, and like everybody started like, they thought it was my house, because remember my house was like party house, and they came around and he was like, yeah man, I thought it was you, and point and like poke me in the chest, and I'm like, yo, this nigga's strong as fuck. Like, I could feel that shit behind me. Like, he just was ridiculously strong. So they had a crib like 2 blocks up the street from me. We used to call it the Snorkels, because like they used to like sell coke and shit out of the house or whatever, but we used to call it the Snorkels. So the bullshit, it was a field next to the Snorkels that was like, it was like 3 vacant houses.
Okay.
And grass had started growing, so the grass was tall as shit. So we just happened to be riding up the street, me and I think it was me, Ross, and Zach. We was riding up the street. We seen him out front of the Snorkels and just pull over talking to him, whatever. When he was like, yo, what's up with y'all? He's like, oh no, we about to shoot up fucking the Ave, whatever, go to the store. Niggas want to grab, bullshit. Yeah. He's like, what's up with you? He's like, I'm about to cut this fucking field. And I'm like, you gonna cut this field big as shit. I'm like, you gonna lawnmower this whole John? He like, yeah man, cut this shit down. This shit need to be cut. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. So we ride up Woodland Ave. We up there bullshitting around, getting.
You at least have a riding mower.
Peep game. When we come back down Buick Ave, we riding past the Snorkels. I'm not even thinking about it. Ross was like, hey yo, look at your mans. I hit the brake and look. Half the field had been cut down. He was using a machete and he cut down half the field already and was taking down other. And I'm just like, you don't want no work with that. Like, what the fuck?
Good old fashioned American muscle.
Nigga had a machete and was cutting down all the. But the grass was like 4 feet high, mind you. Like the grass was high as shit.
He's fighting off the grass with a machete.
Yeah. That's the one machete story I got. Like, I don't know too many other motherfuckers with machetes. But yeah, man, that's I watched that situation and I'm just like, the fact that y'all as grown niggas can run down on a 15-year-old, like, okay, bull, even if this is the right bull who did whatever with your little sister,
that's still like
overkill. It's overkill. It's like 5 of y'all with machetes and knives, poking him up, stabbing him up, ripping his fucking limbs off, cutting him all up. Then y'all realize, oh shit, the bull just posted some shit on the gram. That ain't him.
Right, the boy at Burger King.
Bam. Now you guys sent a message. They sent a message to his sister on Facebook. Shit. Like she not about to take this to the cops. Like, here they go. They just messaged me. It's like they messaged.
Yeah, these dumb niggas. Hey, cops, these dumb niggas want you. Here you go.
They picked they did 2 of them. They got in the Bronx. The other 3 they got in Patterson, New Jersey, like a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
yo, Patterson, New Jersey is like the center of like nonsense for the East Coast now.
Patterson, New Jersey is
Fetty
like
Wap, Fetty Wap, do something.
Yeah, Patterson, New Jersey has become like the new Trenton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fucked up. And Trenton's fucked up still. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, yeah. Jersey really only nice at like the top. Like Southern Jersey is Camden, Trenton. Like it's bad down this
Trenton
part.
is awful. My uncle was locked up in Trenton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that nigga's got life. He's fucking doing. He's doing up there doing life with like Latin Kings and shit like that.
No, that's
like
real.
The person that runs the Latin Kings is like his best friend in jail. Apparently,
I was watching
this nigga's not Latin.
I was watching a documentary on Gotti the other night, and they said in Gotti last years, he had throat cancer, and they wouldn't transfer him from the prison to go to the medical prison, like so he could just be in it's like a hospital.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't transfer him. And
they thought it was faking?
Yeah, and the leader of the Latin Kings in the federal facility he was at organized a hunger strike. And everybody went on the shit. But so like we on hunger strike till y'all take Gotti.
Right.
And John Gotti's son was like, we always respected that, and that was and the bull back out now. So pretty sure he picked up a nice little plug pulling that one off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Fucking Sicily Connect.
Yeah, right. Might as well get one and shit. They bring the dope in. But yeah, I saw so many fights on Instagram this week. So many. I saw.
Yo, did you see the fight that went viral on World Star? Of course, it was not Philly. This was in Wilmington, which is equally as bad.
Okay, yeah.
Where the guy was fighting the older lady, like the crackhead lady.
I'm about to tell you that fight was what I was about to talk about. It's a woman and a man squaring up, and then they're fighting, and then the bull comes. The caption said, "Thank God for bull with the red beard."
Yeah.
And as he's running down, he like, "Get off my mom!"
yo.
Like, why is your mom out here squaring up with?
Throwing hands like Jack Dempsey.
It's like we really got to do better, man. It's just it's so much silly, ignorant shit, And somebody the other day, I saw a video. The baby, babies get born in the hospital or whatever. The mom is filming it, newborn laying on the the little thing that they lay in, like it's a bed or whatever, but it's like the plastic around
incubator.
Not an incubator, but like the beds just be having walls on them.
Gotcha.
The baby in the bed, and the dad is like throwing money on the baby, and the mom filming and laughing. And I'm just like, yo, I'm sick of you niggas.
You do know this is how your baby gets sick, right?
I think it was Kira had commented on it like, yo, we never gonna be free. And I'm like, the crazy part is niggas don't even want freedom. And that's what I was talking about with Carl. I'm like, niggas truly can like be independent and have their own infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then what? Shit gonna last for 3 weeks.
They gonna fuck it up. It's like Jay said, try to give them light, but they want dead. Like, it's like you try to teach motherfuckers the right way and point them in the right direction, and stop telling them to put up Gucci wallpaper in their mama crib and shit like that. They just don't want to do it. They flat out refuse to do the right shit.
The shit that influences our culture, our young culture, is complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, ain't none of this shit worth a goddamn.
Like right now, right, we have a whole generation of young men and young women that are taking Migos and Fabulous lyrics literally and basing their day-to-day lives around how lit they can get and stay.
Yeah.
Like, are you a fucking moron?
Oh.
Like,
I saw a graduation the other day. It's just so much silly shit I saw. The girl was graduating, came on the stage to get her diploma, and then gave a finger to the vice. And I'm just like, and people like, oh, she's over the teacher shit, and I'm just like y'all
niggas don't have no sense of authority.
Like, you're going to the pen, like, the penitentiary. Like,
we talk about it all the time, man. It's just like the shit that that black people on the whole do as young people. Kids into their teenage years and shit that's considered mischievous and that's funny, but it's like it's not really funny and it's bad and shit like that. That predates like jail behavior. Like, because once you start coming across these authority figures and shit like that, that's not beat for your bullshit and don't think it's funny, you start peering into the world of criminal activity as opposed to mischief. And as we see, they don't give us, that is black people and Spanish people also, they don't give us no leniency or no breaks in the justice system when you doing little stupid ass shit. Like, think about Khalif Browder. He didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Sat in jail for 2 years, got the shit kicked out of him for 2 years, to the point where he was finally probably about to get released and then fucking committed suicide.
No, he did get
released and then committed suicide just from
he was mentally
all the post-traumatic stress from what he went through. So it's just like, this is somebody that's completely innocent. So imagine like if you actually are the culprit and you actually on some bullshit and all of that, like what they're going to do to you. They're going to throw you under the fucking jail for some simple bullshit that you probably shouldn't even be getting locked up for.
Yeah.
And depending on where you are, you're going to be in an unequitable situation compared to what you actually did. And it could some shit that just could have been totally fucking avoided because you just not doing the right shit.
Yeah, really. Rod just texted so Jada's dating Faith. I'm like, oh yeah, that's like, you didn't know that either?
What?
Yeah, Jada and Faith came out and said they're dating. And I'm like, one of my tweets went viral earlier. I'm like, well, he didn't mention this in Letter to Big. So I'm kind of lost. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Jada Kiss and Faith are an item. It's like, if ever you wanted to see a hologram of Biggie, like, just come back and wrap a cane around him.
So it's not bad enough that she caught herself trying to date Stevie J for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Now you want to date Kiss?
Kiss got his hair back. So
he went to Bosley and now he just a whole new. Why Faith of all people?
World we
Is
live.
it that hard to be a rapper from New York? Like, yo, I'm going to date Faith in 2018.
I mean, I don't know. The industry is weird. I always say that it's like they got 8 people to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you figure all of them are pretty much locked up right now. Dre is locked up. I think Karuchi's locked up. Bernice seems to be still thotting and bopping.
Oh, man, Bernice is slippery.
Yeah.
That's a slippery old head. You know what I'm saying? I know one thing. She in like a fucking new Range or a Bentley truck or some shit.
Figure China's locked up. Like, they're all locked up right now.
Yeah.
I think there's only Amber Rose and Bernice.
Yeah, Amber Rose definitely back on the market.
Yeah, so it's a mess.
21 Savage said something to the fact that he never want to see that bitch again. Like, what did she do?
Probably a bunch of old shit.
Like, when you pull up to the slut walk in a cape and then it don't work out, like, you look crazy, fam.
Yeah, you look outrageous.
All your gangster shit kind of go out the window.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got spun. That work must be amazing.
They spinners though. That's the way it go. Look at China with Rob. Like,
Yeah, they said Black China. I missed it. They said Black China put like some crazy shit up on Father's Day on Instagram.
I missed it
about her 2 famous child's fathers.
I don't follow these people. But yeah, real quick back to what I was saying with the silly shit I was seeing this week with motherfuckers just filming everything and posting everything, all these dumbass fights, these situations, motherfuckers getting stabbed, and then like the most ridiculous shit that got filmed this week was of course XXX getting murdered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we really are in an era where motherfucker can get murdered and people are filming this.
Yeah,
shit.
they won't help you.
Like, they're literally filming you slumped in your whip.
Yeah.
With the phone on you.
And these are people that supposedly love you. This is in his home market, and this is what people decided to do as opposed to helping the kid.
Like, not checking for pulse, not trying to do a tourniquet, anything. You don't know what the fuck have. You know what I'm saying? Anything. Applying pressure to the gunshot wounds, all kinds of shit. Motherfuckers is filming it. And then you post the shit online, and it turned, like, you would think it would turn, because I remember when Biggie died. I remember when Pac died.
Yeah.
I can remember when Jam Master Jay died. You know, you would think that everyone would come together from the hip hop, not even just rap, but just the urban community, come together, you know, appreciate young boy life. Somehow in 2018, that turns into a shitstorm.
Right.
And you got people saying off the wall shit from all different angles to the point where I literally just like, let me put my phone down, because people the fuck retarded, and I can't deal with this shit.
It was so much like we talking about XXX. It's so much pontificating and this happened 4 years ago, and this is get back from when he beat his ex girl up, and this and that, and it's like, all right. Be that as it may, he had a checkered past. He was locked up for assault. He had a situation in jail with his jailhouse roommate where he assaulted him very, very badly. Like, the kid had documented different issues with anger and getting in trouble with the law and et cetera, et cetera. But be that as it may, this is still a 20-year-old, like just turned 20 years old kid. And over the last 8-9 months, he was a completely different person and living his life in a completely different manner. So it's like, yo, if I get killed 9 months removed from my last bout of silliness, is it fair game to talk about some shit that happened 4 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever? And that to be the initial thing that people are saying about him, as opposed to condolences to his family, sorry for his loss, blah, 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 blah. This is a crazy situation. It's one thing to revisit it at a later date and speculate, oh, well, maybe this had to do with this. But if your initial reaction is like, well, he's no angel or this, that, and he got to check her past him, it's like, well, damn, like, have some respect for the dead. Like, you just going to go throw dirt on his name immediately? Like, and that was a lot of people's initial first reaction. Like, Whack 100 says something to the effect of like, I'm tired of old head. Like, he's like,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo, I'm
on the same
every time I turn around, like, he got something to say about everything. And just to me in general, like, having something to say, like, about that's like not no man shit. It's just like shit that don't concern you at all. Like, you're not in the media, you a public figure, you're famous for being Game and Ray J's manager. Majority of people managers we've never seen. I've seen Anthony Saleh, who manages Future and Nas, 2 of the 10 biggest artists alive. I've seen him one time in any type of media, anything. And this nigga's bringing in double-digit millions a month for his artists, and we don't talk to him. Whack 100, why do I gotta talk to you or hear from you every time a fucking somebody's shoelaces get ripped in the hood? Like, why is that? You got an opinion on everything. So he's like, yo, his death was a sacrifice so these other rappers can learn. It's like, yo, that's not your place to say that.
No.
Like, somebody lost a life. His mother got to deal with that. His grandmother got to deal with that. If he got siblings, whatever, his father got to deal with that. Like, that's not for you to say that he's a sacrifice so other rappers will learn. Okay, so in that case, the kid Jimmy Wapo from Pittsburgh that got murdered, that was 21 years old, like, what was his death then? Yeah. Like, if that be the case, like, because it ain't no, like, super crazy music scene in Pittsburgh, and you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so how do you compartmentalize his death if X was a quote unquote sacrifice so everybody else could learn a lesson and stop being on the bullshit?
Yeah, I'm definitely a sicko old head. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, when I saw the video, I'm like, why is he talking about this shit? Then he went back and changed up what he was saying
of course.
And I'm just like, yeah, like, y'all weird. Like, why y'all not just like, yo, appreciate Young Boy for who he was, the people he affected. The motherfucker was loved by people.
Yeah.
You might not have loved him, but that, like, when people be like, I love so, like, you got a lady or I don't love your mom. I don't know her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I got respect.
Sure, she's a wonderful lady.
Yeah, but I got respect for her. Like, if I see her, how you doing? Like, but that's your mom for you to love.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfuckers is just weird now because they'll literally basically try to take out the pain or the strife in their lives throughout any little situation that goes on. And it's like, your baby father punched you in the forehead. All right, cool. Whatever. XXX punched his baby mom in the forehead, or his girlfriend in the forehead. You don't know whether or not she forgave him.
Right.
Him and her was able to sit down and come to an agreement. People change. You ever seen 16 Blocks?
Yes.
Came running back down the block. Dog. Who was it that he said? I think it was Chuck Berry. Like, they change. People change. Like, it's just the way it go. You look at Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga
Detroit Red, Malcolm X.
That nigga was in jail on some straight bullshit. Changed. It's just the way it go.
Yeah.
And I feel like in this society, this era we live in, this generation, they'll hold you to any little thing you do.
And the other thing be, people will be like, it seems like everybody has, except us, has an agenda.
Oh, it's so many hidden agendas.
They be always trying to push their agenda forward through whatever happens in the news or the media, or they always take like some dissenting opinion or put a slant on something that could be a very straightforward situation, and they try to put a slant on it. Just like we talked about before, like when that girl that graduated like law school or whatever, and her fiance proposed to her, and people in the comments like, she reacted that way because she was mortified because he stole her moment, and she's in the comments like, no, I'm not. Like, what are you dumb bitches talking about? And so it's just like, it's like people will try to, you know, in any situation, try to push their agenda forward, or, you know, create a narrative around something that may not even be in the equation at all. And that shit is like sad, because people like really will be so married to their agenda, they won't even take time to have basic respect and decency for human life, and just be trying to get their shit off, as opposed to dealing with the fact that we lost somebody that was beloved by millions of people, by his community, his mother, his grandmother, all that shit, who he was the breadwinner of that family. They were a poor family his whole life. He broke the cycle of poverty in his family, and all people want to talk about is, oh, he had a domestic violence incident with his girlfriend 4 years ago, whatever, when he was 16 years old.
I mean, that's 2018, and 2018 is weird because there's so many freedom fighters on Instagram. It's so many
that never go outside,
that never do anything. So it's like, last night, did you see the post I put on Instagram about Sanford and Son not being able to survive? But I was watching Sanford and Son last night. This was on one episode. The two ladies that came to Fred's house, and they was like, she wanted to go cook, but the daughter was like, well, Mom, we need to go get that headlight fixed. And she was like, oh, yeah, one of the headlights is out on our car. Fred was like, well, yeah, y'all better get that fixed, because these cops is death on the nigga with one headlight out. Then later on in the show, she had bought him like a smoking robe, but they had gotten an argument, and she was leaving, and he was like, take this faggoty jacket with you. And I'm just like, this shit wouldn't have made it.
Oh, no. Shit wouldn't have made it for 5 weeks.
This is one episode, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's the thing now. It's like, I know this is going to hurt people, but all of the people you love, as far as rappers and hip hop artists, they have serious shit hanging over the back of their heads. You know what I'm saying? Biggie was abusive. Pac went to jail for fucking sodomy.
Yeah.
Nas was abusive, allegedly now. Jay-Z stabbed niggas. Like, they all had bullshit with them.
Yeah.
But it's like this new generation, being as though y'all have to live in front of the 24-hour news cycle and the media, the social media.
Y'all expect everybody to be perfect.
Anything a motherfucker do, it's like the first thing that happens is like, that's what they, and the media know what they doing. It's like, throw that shit. Like the kid that got shot the other day in Pittsburgh. They got pulled over. They got out and ran. The cop
17-year-old kid got shot in the back 3 times. First day on the job.
He just got sworn in 3 hours before the shooting.
Like, you gotta have a lot of balls.
A lot of moxie.
Have just gotten sworn in, and you go clap a nigga?
To pop a nigga the first day?
At the very least, you supposed to be like, I don't know if this is what the job is about. Like, you at least go have like a second thought. Like, he clapped a teenager 3 hours on the job.
Like, if I'd have crashed my first day, I'd be like,
this probably ain't for you, bro.
This might be over.
Like, if you clap somebody 3 hours on the job,
3 hours.
What does that say about the process that people are going through to become an officer of the law?
But I say it all the time. One of my homies who is a cop, he'll remain nameless, he said when he was in the academy, they was in the locker room, and he heard like the white boys talking to each other like, yeah, man, I can't wait to get on the street and bust some skulls. Like, bruh.
Like, you're a community servant. You're supposed to ingratiate yourself into the community you work in.
What if don't know skulls need busting?
Yeah, exactly. Are you just gonna find a skull to bust?
What if there's no crime?
Yeah.
Or like,
hey, you there riding that mountain bike? Where'd you get that mountain bike from? You stole it? You got papers for this mountain bike?
Come here, let me get a fucking licking on you. Oh,
like what?
Yeah.
What if no skulls need busting? You come into the job like head busting Smith, but what if no heads need to be busted, my brother? Yeah. Then what? What's plan B?
Gotta find some
Are we
skulls.
gonna sing Kumbaya? Like,
Gotta find some skulls to bust.
like, so you're not gonna like go talk to like the neighborhood watch leaders and shit like that in your community, and you know your local state reps and shit. Like, you're not gonna go talk to them. You're just gonna bust some ass. That's it.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
Got 8 hours of skull busting. I get a 30-minute lunch.
Yeah.
It's on and popping.
Yeah, man. Like
Ridiculous.
it's just ridiculous, you know. And I look at these situations, man, that pop up, and I'm just like, how did it get this bad on both sides?
Yeah.
On everything.
Straight up.
Like, okay, XXX gets robbed, right? That's happened before for rappers. We just was talking about that last week.
Yeah.
He gets robbed, tries to fight him off, and in the midst they shoot him. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shots hit him. Take the fuck off. They don't even get anything from him. Don't take the car.
No, he had a Louis bag with like 10
They did.
grand in it.
I'm sorry. They did get the bag.
Yeah.
But the bull who already got locked up, he's like a notorious carjacker. So I'm thinking he wanted the I-80 was
Right,
dropping.
yeah.
So it's like you didn't get that.
Mission failed.
Mission failed. Damn, you're a rapper making all this money. They said he bought all his people's new cribs. He bought his mama crib, sister crib,
His grandma.
all that shit. His life only worth 10 racks. And it's just like, damn. And instead, when you see the reaction from the people, it's like, oh, well, he smacked the bitch a couple years ago, so, you know, whatever. It's just like, no.
Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and this is gonna come off bad. Certain bitches need to be smacked, man. Like, certain bitches will push your buttons to the point where it's like, yo, like, and it's not right, but at the same time, in the heat of the moment, you can't judge somebody for crossing the line if the other person is literally like, you bitch, you pussy, you fat, fuck your mom. Like if she burns his house down, what is he supposed to do?
You know what's crazy?
Turn the other cheek.
This is just how you just made me think about it. Just how weird the like. It's almost like a chasm, like a glitch in the Matrix. It's just how weird this shit is. Women and the freedom fighters, the Me Too movement, all of this shit, and I whatever. I don't get into it. Leave people alone. That'd be my biggest thing.
Yes.
Just leave people the fuck alone. But I see people, the same people who was like, oh, well, he beat her, and you know, men are trash and doing all this shit. Apparently, last week was like the anniversary from when Left Eye burned down Andre Rison's house.
And they were celebrating it.
I seen the same bitches posting that with the caption "mood," and I'm like, you burn a nigga mansion down, you know you on the slate for ass.
Yeah, at the very least.
At the very minimum.
At the very least, like, you definitely are auditioning for the ass whooping role. Whether you get hired or not,
You filling out an application. It's no way around it.
You expressing your application when you burn a nigga mansion down.
But I seen women posting it like, that's my current mood and that's my forever mood, and I'm just like, that's a felony. Like,
F1 arson.
like that's an arson charge. No.
Oh, you ain't fucking with me no more, nigga? Watch this.
No. But the same motherfuckers that turn around and be like, XXX was all bad because he put his hands on her, and it's just like, you don't know what was going on with this situation.
My whole thing be, gotta hear both sides. Majority is, like, some shit is excessive, and it's like, all right, no matter what she did, she didn't deserve that level of ass whooping. But certain situations is like, gotta hear both sides. Like, what if you had like a fucking $4,000 dog and she like fed your dog poison and killed your like? What are you supposed to do in that scenario?
She held your dog out the window like Frankie Lyman.
Like, what are you supposed to do?
What the fuck is supposed to happen?
Nah, you know what, sister, you right. I'm gonna walk away because that's the. And then it'd be situations where people would literally be in confrontation and be trying to walk away, and people be wanting to get their shit off so bad. You might got to stiff arm them to get away from them.
I remember in school, my man, he'll remain nameless. He doesn't sponsor the show. Him and his chick was breaking up, and she came in the room. We was literally like, you know, classes changing.
Yeah.
So we leaving out of the room. Some motherfuckers leaving out, and she like at the door, like wanting all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? And we transitioning in classes, so we coming out the room, and she in his face, and I mean just like going to town on him, poking him all in his eyes and shit. And he just like, yo, go ahead, like go. And he
please leave me alone.
He like pushed her off and started walking away, and she literally following him. I'm talking about all these Jones, like just shoving me in the back of the head. And I'm telling like the niggas I'm walking with, I'm just like, I already know what this. I've
seen this movie before.
This is like Rocky IV.
Yeah, this is an anthology. I've seen
know
this
how
before.
this one is. And I mean, no, but dog, school hallways long as shit. And I mean, that shit went on the whole. And finally, we just got down to the end, and she pushed him one last time and called him a bitch. And I mean, like he turned around. He brought that joint from down like the ankles and turned around, bow, and she went flying into the locker, and the chicks in the oh my god, why would you hit her? And she
like, why y'all ain't stop her from hitting me for the last 4 minutes?
And she just was on slump mode. Like, I mean, like like I felt it. Like that was thunderous. But I felt him in that moment because it's just like, yo, you carrying on. This shit went on for way too long. Yeah. And it's like, you can't even jump in because you jump in and stop her. She's swinging on you because she just so irate and out of control. And like, they went and they, got suspended, of course, for the shit, but it was just like,
silly shit, man.
You owe him more than an Adidas press run? That's real. Like that's how it was at the end of it. Like that's real. You know what I mean? Like you bought that, and that's what motherfuckers don't really understand. Sometimes you just made your bed and you lay in the shit.
Yes,
you bought that.
Yeah, I just be wanting everybody to just like respect everybody. Treat everybody nice, keep their hands to themselves, like that's all. It's like, and sometimes that's like too much to ask for with certain people. Yeah. It's just too much to ask for. Like I had a whole debate with somebody the other day, and they like, "Yo, you just so this." I was like, "No, I just want to be left alone. That's all I want is to be left alone. I just want to not have things brought to me that have nothing to do with me. I want my space and my time respected. I just want to not be harassed or accused of shit that don't got nothing to do with me. I want you to think about some shit before you bring it to me. Like I just want to be left alone, and that is my human right as a person to not want to be bothered by you and your fuckery. Leave me alone. And for some people, that's just too hard because they're so used to just imparting their will on other people that when somebody's like, whoa, back the fuck up, cool the fuck out, they like, what do you mean? Like, you're like some sort of asshole. Like, no, you're the fucking asshole because you're the one you're the aggressor. You're bringing your bullshit in my direction.
I'm literally reached a point in my life where it's just, I'm good off humans. Like
we talk about everybody. I hate everybody.
I'm good off of people. Like I like being by myself. You know what I'm saying?
It's the shit.
My dad and my grandma, they'd be like, why don't you come see your grandpa? Why don't you come over here more? And I'd be like, because I'm gonna have to deal with people. Like that's how I be. Like I don't know.
I'm gonna have to talk.
It's something. I went over to my grandpa's crib the other day. We was chilling, kicking it, but like, and it was on my accord.
Yeah, on your terms.
Like I went over. It was just us. We sat. We laughed and shit for like a good hour. I was like, all right, well, I'm getting ready to go to the house. And he was like, all right, cool. Thanks for coming over. And we had a nice little convo. But I've just reached a point in my life where it's just like, for me, I just enjoy being with a few people. Yeah. Talking with a few people.
Hand selected.
Like I love the fact that I changed my number. Cause only like 10 people have the shit. It rung the other day and it was like a weird number, and I'm just like, I'm doing that joint before, cause I'm like, who the fuck is this? Put it down, and then the number called me back, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm really like stressed the fuck out. Like, who is this calling me? But really, it's like that's where I be. It's like I be in the house, and I be chilling.
I be two places. I be in the house and I be at work.
My homie hit me up the other day. Was like, yo, you don't ever come out to the joint. I'm just like,
for what?
For what? He like, damn, dog, we used to be up in Fridays kicking. I'm like, yeah, and I was at one point it was fun. But this, as I got older, it just became annoying. Like, I go to Fridays to watch the game. This might shock you. I'm trying to watch the game.
Yeah. Like, what a concept.
All of y'all screaming and hollering and doing weird shit.
I don't want to hear about the big butt bitch that you're currently stalking. It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to eat this Alfredo and watch this fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's all I want to do.
Like, so you don't want no small talk? No.
No, not really. Like, cause if I ask you, yo, what's been up with you? I don't give a fuck what's been up with you.
You probably gonna feel me on this. You know what my number one thing I hate about like human interaction I never know when to disengage or when to leave. Like I always overstay myself.
Listen, I be almost feeling like bad. Like if I end this right now, will I come off?
Yeah,
like
yo. I be places way longer than I'm supposed to be.
Dog, listen,
way longer.
I pulled up on a 65 to Germantown and Shelton. I go to it's a little fruit stand right there.
Yeah.
Like they make the smoothies and shit.
Oh yeah, I go there.
I jump. It's right in front of the villa. I jump off, get the smoothie, whatever. I ain't even calling my man. It's just a motherfucker I know.
Some random vagabond.
Yeah, just strolling up the street. Oh shit, Big Matt, what's up with you, boy? I'm like, oh shit, what's up, cuz? Shake his hand, boom, boom, boom. I'm sipping a smoothie. So he like, what's been up with you? You know what I'm saying? He's like, I see you all supped out, boy. I'm like, working, man, staying out the way. I was like, what's up with you? Oh man, look, where do I start? Shit, I'm like, I'm like the bus guy. I gotta pull off. I was like, yo, just hit me up on social media or something. He like, yeah, I see you on there. I'm just like, all right, and I got on the bus didn't move for 10 minutes, and I was wondering if he peeped that. Like
I had to do some control shit.
I literally just ran back on the bus.
Yo, listen, no lie, no.
Like, I don't want to be dealing with this shit, man.
I was at the club on Friday night. I'm sitting behind the counter in the front like I normally do with my head down. I look up and I see a familiar face. It's a nigga I went to middle school with.
Those be the worst shit.
I haven't seen this motherfucker in person, in the flesh, in 20 years. For a fact, I only believe that one person from my middle school years is even alive because he's the only one I've seen in the last 20. This motherfucker is talking. He's like, damn, dog, what's up? What you doing? So now I got to explain what I'm doing with my life and what I'm doing here. Damn, so like, you ain't like no, like, I thought you was going to be like an engineer or something. You was smart as shit. You ain't it, bro. I said, well, I'm doing pretty good for myself. Like, I'm running this club. Like, I'm in charge here. It's my situation, blah, blah, blah. But that's all you doing? No, man, because I'm saying, like, I know we had our issues in the past. What issues did we have? We were 12. Like, I know we had our issues in the past, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always fuck with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You a good nigga, man. You a good nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know me, man. He's like, you went to college? Yeah, I went to college, graduated. That's what's up, man. I went to fucking college. I was playing baseball. I got accepted to West in Franklin, and my mom said, well, you can't go to West because all your friends go to West, so you going to go Franklin. So I went to Franklin, played baseball, and then when it was time to go to college, it was either Cheney or Morgan State, and then I ran in a Ricky Pop, Big Ricky, and he was like, well, why the fuck you ain't go to Morgan State? He's like, oh no, because they wanted $25,000 a year. He said, nigga, why you didn't just go sign up and then try out for the baseball team and then get a scholarship? He's like, I never thought of that. But yeah, so so now I got a daughter and shit. You know what I'm saying? My daughter be modeling, you know what I'm saying? Here go my daughter right here. You probably heard of her. Your daughter's 14 and I have no kids. Why the fuck would I have heard of your daughter, blood? You know what I'm saying? But this is my daughter right here. You know what I'm saying?
Why the fuck would I have heard of your daughter, blood?
She getting on my... She driving me crazy. She 14. You know what I'm saying? She's starting to drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Once they show pictures of the kids, you're
fucked.
The
kids' pictures come out. You're done.
But keep in mind, T, I'm literally sitting like this. Like the counter is like head level. Like I'm sitting down on a heater. And the counter is head level. So if I don't lift my head up, he doesn't see me.
Why the fuck have I heard of your daughter, blood?
Yo, your daughter 14 and like do dance shit, and I have no kids and no nieces or nephews around that age. Like, why the fuck would I have heard of your daughter before? But whatever.
Dog, I seen one of my guys I went to school with, and he's white, and he started going on and on, same type deal about how he started doing roofing, but his uncle was fucking doing heroin and they lost the business. So he's like, I started my own thing. And me and Kat, we had 2 kids and shit, and then he showed me pictures of the baby. He's like, look, this is her first Christmas. The baby's in like cause he loves Villanova, the basketball team. The baby's in like a Villanova Santa outfit. I'm just like,
where do they even sell that?
I'm like, where do
you get this from?
Like, why are you showing me this? Like, why are you telling me these things about your family? And you really be on a tip like, I shouldn't have came outside.
Yo,
like that's how you be feeling.
I be having like I can't even bullshit you. I be having so much social anxiety with like certain situations, man. Like to the point where it's like when it be time for me to leave shit and like I be at like a party that I don't want to be at or I've overstayed my welcome. I just be like, oh yeah, which way is the bathroom? And then I just leave.
Oh.
Irish exit.
Irish goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish joint. The funniest, you ever had this shit happen? You ever like be somewhere and you're doing something that is blatant, like you're obviously doing what's going on, and somebody come up and ask you, perfect example, I'm in the poker room, right? The poker room. I see a nigga that used to live on my block growing up. Oh, he walking past my table. Oh shit, what up, Matt? I'm like, oh, what's up, cuz? He like, God damn, dog, I ain't seen you ever. I reach up, shake his hand. He like, you playing poker now?
Nigga, we in the poker room.
Nigga, I'm sitting at a poker table.
In the poker room.
He like, I'm like, yeah, you know, I be, he like, no, I mean, like, you be playing, like, you be moving around, like, he like, you be going to the events and shit like that, and I'm just like, yeah.
I'm at one right now.
Like, I was playing cash, but I'm like, yeah, like, you know, and, like, I play. He like, yo, we gotta get up, dog. Like, maybe I'm trying to set up like a house game. I'm like,
no,
I'm not coming to that.
Sound like you trying to line me.
Like, I don't want no parts of that, dog. But it's like, yeah, man, motherfuckers really just, I'm one of them people to where I don't do it to you. So, cause I have respect for people. I see you, if I just haul off and see Taylor in the mall, I'm with my girl, he with his lady. Yo, what up, T? What's up with you? Ain't nothing, man. Just hanging out with the wife. All right, cool. I'll rap with you.
That's it.
I ain't about to be like, so what you getting into tonight? You know, like, none of this so extra shit.
Whatever you're getting into tonight, I'm not coming.
I'm not going. So it's like I don't give a fuck if you.
And I don't want you to. I don't want you to ask me what I'm getting into tonight because you're not invited.
I'm one of them people. It's like I see you. What's up with you? You good? All right.
Have a blessed evening.
Because realistically, my house could have caught on fire last night. If you ask me what's up with me, I'm gonna be like, I'm good. Ain't shit. I'm chilling. But my life is manifested that way. Because if my house does go on fire tonight, I'm already on the fucking phone with State Farm this morning. So I don't need to tell you,
I handle my responsibility.
I got to GoFundMe, man. You go on there, put that shit on your Facebook for me. I don't got to do that shit. You know what I mean?
What's your number? What's your new number? Because I'm going to send you the link for the
like,
GoFundMe.
I don't. So it's like, yeah, my house could have caught on fire, but when you see me, yeah, I'm chilling, dog. What's up with you? And that's it. I'm chilling. I'm good. Everything's A-okay.
Even if it ain't.
Even if it ain't. I'm going to find me some Pop-Tarts and I'm going to be all right.
Because I got me, and I'm going to take care of me first and foremost. So you ain't got to worry about me. Leave me alone.
Yeah, man.
Por favor.
But rest in peace to XXX.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Wapo.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Wapo. Rest in peace to the young man that got stabbed up out front of the. I had his name, I forgot it. Right out front of the bodega.
His name was like Ray or something like.
It was some with an L. I could go look for it real quick. I haven't been remembering anything this week. It's been terrible. But yeah, it was a Dominican gang called the Trinidados or some shit like that did this shit.
Great.
You know, leave people alone. Stop touching people. Did you see the standoff this morning?
No.
Up Alney. You see that?
No.
Bull raped his ex chick and had like a standoff with police and shit. But he's like a rapper or whatever. Yeah, like the shit is just leave people alone. Like we just literally hit the point where no one's just respecting people's boundaries, their time, just leave them alone.
Yeah. All right, real quick before we transition, we got a sponsor today. Today's episode of the Realest Podcast Ever is sponsored by National Credit Card Relief. If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debts, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It is not bankruptcy. I repeat, it is not bankruptcy. And it's also not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean a portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now at 1-800-218-7170. There is no cost or obligation for the actual information that you call and get, so do not wait. Give them a call today at 1-800-218-7170. That's 1-800-218-7170 with National Credit Card Relief.
Yeah, man, but like changing gears, Puma's literally trying anything. Like,
listen, we talked about this all during the week, right? And when I saw the announcement, I was like, I felt like Craig's mother on Friday. Oh, okay. Like I wasn't moved in any one direction. Okay. Like I wasn't moved in any one direction or another. And Puma, for those of you that been living under a rock, Puma named Jay-Z president of its Puma basketball operations, which literally just started the same day that they made the announcement. And he's now president of basketball operations. And, they signed DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley III, and somebody else to their...
They did Ayton, Marvin Bagley, and...
Who were the 1 and 2 picks.
They get go ahead, keep the
and some third vagabond, ball dribbling vagabond. So they signed, basically 3 unproven rookies that can't fucking sell shoes, especially big men can't fucking sell shoes.
Yeah.
And they named Jay-Z the president of Puma basketball.
Oh, Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, Michael Porter Jr. Who went number 14 to the 13.
He was the last lottery pick
to the Denver Nuggets. Who has probably going to sit out the year, but has potential to be like a game changing player if and when he gets his back together.
And Zaire Smith.
I was just saying.
Zaire Smith. All right, so you basically signed 4 unproven rookies. Michael Porter Jr. played 29 games or some shit, 9 or 11 games.
Yeah, he's gonna be a redshirt this year already.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's gonna probably be a redshirt this year. Then DeAndre Ayton, who disappeared in the tournament. Marvin Bagley Jr., who had a great year, and then Zaire Smith or whatever, who's a Sixer. So it's all right. So
Zaire Smith was with the trade, right?
He was the trade. Yeah. Freakish athlete, whatever the case may be. But again, none of these motherfuckers can have really any real cachet, can't sell shoes.
Yeah.
And then you couple that with the fact that you just signed Jay-Z to be your president, which it was so funny, the timing of it all. I was having a convo with our man Black, friend to the show, and I was literally telling him how he was like, am I tripping, or is Rock Nation not as dope of a company as they seem to be? And I'm like, well, you got to understand, they have strong relationships with certain people. I said, but in all reality, when you really peel back the onion, they really run to the same 3 or 4 companies to get shit done all the time. Puma being one of them, fucking Duce, which is Jay-Z's company, being another one. Ace of Spade, not really so much. But Puma's the number one John. Rihanna had a situation with Puma. Meek Mill had a situation with Puma, who's a Rock Nation artist. Emory Jones had a situation with Puma. So it's you could kind of see the writing on the wall that they were, and then they sponsored the 444 tour. Yeah. So you could see the writing on the wall that they were in the brand of Jay-Z and Rock Nation, and they were trying to find any way that they could really penetrate the lifestyle shit further by using him or whatever the case may be. So then the announcement comes out and I'm like, what the fuck does Jay-Z know about being the president of Puma, of anybody's basketball operations department?
And really they're just on the tip where it's just yo, we're pandering.
It's straight pandering. Niggas love Jay-Z. We gonna put his name on some shoes, sell some shit. Here goes nothing.
Yeah.
But that's if I was named the head of medical for Einstein, motherfuckers be like, the fuck does Chad know about being the head of surgery? Nothing. That's the answer is absolutely fucking nothing.
Like I said, I'm Jay's not gonna make me buy some Pumas.
It ain't happening.
I thought the Meek Pumas looked nice.
Didn't buy him.
The Dream Chaser joints, the black and red ones. But I ain't buying. My girl got the Rihanna, the red joints.
Yeah.
Them shits was nice, but she a woman, so that's a whole different. Yeah, I like the Rihanna. I like the way they look on women feet.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to be let me go get some what's the classic Puma?
Clydes.
The Clydes, yeah. I'm not about to go do that. So it's I don't give a fuck who Puma signs, really.
Especially not for a basketball shoe.
They would have to literally change up the technology, and sort of like what Adidas did.
Yes.
Adidas created the Boost and was
yeah, they had to do a whole rebrand.
They did.
Overhaul.
If you look at Adidas before the 1.0 Boost and the Kanye signing, it's it was the Audi TT Kobe's. You know what I'm saying? Like it was bullshit.
Yeah, it was definitely
But
bad.
it's like they created the Boost technology, the NMD, and then got Ye, and it was just like
off to the races.
Off to the races.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck you have to do with any sneaker thing now. It's like y'all literally would have to go to the drawing board, and every Puma we had before this is just trash.
But the underrated move that Nike made in the midst of all of that is that Adidas made in the midst of all that is they signed 4 designers from Nike.
Yeah.
That were working on the fly knit and this and that over at Nike, so it was a natural transition that like, yo, these are the next motherfuckers that's up. We gonna fuck with them, blah blah blah. So it's just like, yo, they would have been better off.
They'd have been better off trying to sign a big designer,
Yes, that's what I was
as opposed to signing Jay-Z.
Yes.
For the look.
Yeah,
Just doesn't make sense.
yeah.
It's like as much as I fucks with Drake, signing Drake to your company for like a look
Means nothing.
means nothing. It's like
All the OVO Jordan product was trash.
well, I ain't gonna go that far. Some of them Jones was hot, but it's like they not a draw to people.
Well, correction. It wasn't. It was initially. It was like, oh, this is dope. They did some cool shit, but eventually they just remade the same shit
Yeah.
over and over again on different shoes.
The first OVO 12s was all that.
Yeah, I had both of them.
They're scorching. I like them.
I sold both of them.
Like I like them joints, but yeah, like you sign Drake. It's like as weird as it is, no one's trying to dress like Drake.
Nah, love his music.
I mean, really,
Fuck with his lifestyle. I don't want to
honestly,
dress like the man.
I just feel like everything now is like a lifestyle shoe. Like basketball, like even look at LeBron. Like the 15s were probably some of the best LeBrons that have come out in a couple years. I like the 15s. Like I haven't liked the LeBron that much since like the 9.
Yeah, that multicolored joint that look like a Coogee sweater.
The
Flames.
Fruity Loop Jones,
Yeah,
them
flames.
Jones. The Air Max 95 Jones was crazy. The Kith Jones that looked like the Black Coogee, them shits was crazy. Like the 15s had a nice ass run, and they did big as far as like teams and other players and shit. But it's not a lifestyle shoe, so it's like it's hard to just put a LeBron 15 on and not look like a criminal. You know what I mean? Like it's just difficult.
Fuck you going with them LeBrons on, son?
No, boy just walked in with some bronze. Like it might go down in
Yeah,
there.
you automatically think a nigga want to smoke when he got some bulky ass bronze on.
Yeah. So it's like that's really where it is. And it's like for Puma, I don't know, like this ain't gonna get y'all in the top 2. This ain't gonna get y'all in the top 3 maybe.
Yeah.
As far as like sneaker motherfuckers, like
Because you got Nike, Adidas, and Jordan.
yeah, it's like you just don't have an even like realistically, yo, they could have gone out and got I don't know what big person doesn't have a deal as far as shoes.
I mean, they could have fucking gave Heron Preston a fucking deal or tried to get Just Don to leave Nike.
That's what I was gonna say.
That.
It's like for you to try to become a bigger brand, going the basketball route doesn't make sense because the biggest basketball names they're locked.
Yeah.
LeBron
And
is
the thing
locked. Steph Curry is locked.
And let's
Like,
flesh out this Just Don shit because Just Don did NBA merch. So if your goal is to sell more merch, you would damn near think that somebody who had a partnership with the NBA supplier Mitchell & Ness / Adidas for merchandise purposes for the last 7 years and then did shoes with Nike, he's the perfect fucking guy. You give him a 7-figure position and some fucking equity in the company, done fucking deal. Now that would have moved the needle.
yeah, they'd have been better off signing Ben Baller. Like, it's just a lot of different people I could see. Like, you need creative minds to help move your company in different directions. But it's like going out and signing the one biggest, blackest face you can find. That it's almost like an insult. Yeah. That's kind of the way I was sitting back looking at it. Like, I can understand Jay, go get the bag. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. These dumb motherfuckers is about to give me $10 million a year to do nothing. Thank you. Shaka and Jay Brown, you got more work to do.
Exactly. But it's like they revealed the first sneak the other night.
Oh, they did? No.
Yeah, it's awful.
Is it? I was gonna say, is it terrible?
It's like I could pull it up because
The colors are pretty bad.
It's like orange and
It looks like McDonald's too.
here we go right here.
This stinks. The Clyde Court disrupt. So you didn't even create a new shoe.
That's
you
really-
took the basis of the Clyde and made it a basketball shoe.
That's what I'm saying.
This is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
We could have done this.
really. For less money than $10 million a year.
We would have did it for $10 grand a month.
Hello.
Like, what? This is what you came up with?
No, make that a high top. like,
You know what we should do? We should make the Clyde a high top and make it lace on the outside of the shoe.
Yeah.
Make it look like the worst selling KD of all time. That shit looks like the KD, was that the 5 or whatever? Yeah. Let's make it look like the KD 5, but worse.
yeah. So yeah, Puma's tripping with that shit.
Yeah, good luck, Puma.
Good luck. You know what I mean? How'd you feel about the draft? Like,
It was uneventful as fuck.
It definitely was.
I mean, you kind of knew like 2 weeks out, like DeAndre Ayton's going number 1, Marvin Bagley Jr. is going number 2. It was more so the interest was like, all right, where's Michael Porter going? Where's Doncic going? And then where's Trae Young going? But with the exception of Michael Porter, everybody went where they were supposed to go. Like, we knew that the Hawks loved Trae Young. They fucking hid his workout or some shit like that. They didn't want nobody to know that they worked him out, and they fell in love with him and was like, yo, we're going to get him if he's there. The Mavs wanted a European star to replace Dirk and Luka, and it's just like everybody else is like, who the fuck are these guys? It's kind of like the rest of the fucking draft.
Mo Bamba went to Orlando. My man was like, yeah, man, this is like when the Magic got Shaq. I'm like, Mo Bamba gonna go there and do nothing Shaq did in 1993.
Magic
Cool
gonna win 21 games.
I'm like, cool. If when Shaq hit basketball, that shit was like a fucking asteroid. Cool out. Like, he ain't about to do none of the shit Shaq did.
Yeah, sorry, Bo Baba.
But yeah, I honestly thought that the Sixers was going to take Michael Porter Jr. It would have made sense.
It was right there for him, and they passed on him. And then they Brett Brown pulled the same hinky move, a Danny Ainge move, fucking swapped Zaire Smith for the kid from Villanova, got an extra first-round draft pick next year.
I felt bad for him, though. What's his name? The kid from Villanova?
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges.
He was at a fucking presser taking photos.
He was still doing media with his Sixers shit on.
And got traded.
I was like, damn.
His mom was like head of HR for the Sixers.
His mom worked for the Sixers.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. He goes to Villanova. Mom works for the Sixers. It was like a perfect fit.
Yeah, get this nigga out of here.
His mom was like, wasn't she wearing like some Sixer shit or something like that? It was something that they were saying about her in the back.
I know she went viral with her reaction or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got drafted. Nigga get shipped to Phoenix. Now you think you gonna be at the crib? You get shipped to Phoenix.
Yeah, they did him dirty, man. But
that's the draft, though. I mean, that happens every year.
Yeah, true. Like,
my other main takeaway was like it wasn't no big movement in terms of like moving towards free agency and shit. Nobody got dealt. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? This is like a boring ass draft.
Yeah, like after the first round, I turned like not even the first round. When the Bull got drafted with that big ass hair, he went to San Antonio. That was like the 18th, 19th pick. After that, I turned it off because it was
That was
like,
the kid from Cincinnati.
Was he since? No, Florida.
I don't think so.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kid from Florida.
The kid from Cincinnati went somewhere.
Grayson Allen went to Utah. Like after all of them, I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm over this shit.
Young boy from Villanova, DiVincenzo, got drafted right outside of the lottery. Like,
He went 15th.
17th, I think, yeah.
No, he went 15th, I think.
No, I think it was 17th.
who'd he go to?
To Bucks.
He went to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Good pickup for them. Combo guard.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. But it's crazy that he literally went from like a nobody
Six
to
man.
Yeah, a nobody, 6-man on Villanova. They win the national championship. He burns it up, and now he top 15, 17 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
As a freshman, a true freshman.
Yeah.
At a school that don't really produce many one and dones.
Yeah, what's his name? Is the king of one and dones. Cal.
Oh, Cal?
Yo.
Cal be like, it's no way you're staying here.
Nah.
Let me level with you. I got 14 AAA prospects coming in. You're getting the fuck out of here.
Let me level with you. They said, I was watching the joint the other day. Alabama has already offered a scholarship to a 12-year-old in football. Young boy is 6'4", 312 pounds.
At 12?
And he's 12.
Yeah, lineman.
Yeah. He was standing next to Nick Saban. You got to see him. This shit is crazy. And I'm just like, God, like he looked like he's 24. And he's 12.
That's nuts.
And they already, like, Alabama's already on him. Like, oh, no, you going here. And it's just like, damn. But what's crazy is, though, when he might have that shit where, like, they grow.
Yeah, he might have the Andre the Giant shit.
Yeah, it's like you might look up when he 18 and he like a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So
that might not work out.
might not work out. Did you see LeBron's son today? tried to dunk it in the game?
Nah.
Yeah, he got up, but he missed it.
Okay.
I mean, he like got up there, but he just missed the dunk. And people was on like, you know, IG, Twitter, Twitter, like, oh, I mean, what you expect? That's Bron's son. I'm like, yo, he in the 7th grade.
Right.
Like
that's what a lot of people are missing in this whole surrounding this whole Bron free agency talk and all that shit. His son is going to the 8th grade next year.
Like he's
not
a 7th grader.
He's a 7th
graders don't just take the ball on the fast break and go up for a slam. Like that's not normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
7th grader, and he built like Bron. Like you can see it all in his face, his shoulders. He looked just like LeBron. And I'm just like looking at his son. It's just like Bron not on HGH. Yeah. He's just a fucking.
He's a freak.
Yeah, he just because his son looked just don't he like his son, not even trying to be funny, he looked like he got more muscle mass than like 16, 17-year-olds. And he 12. Yeah. So it's just like, yo, when he get 20, that's gonna be a fucking sight.
Yeah.
So you know. Bron said he won't play with him. That would be kind of crazy. Like seeing them both in the NBA. Yeah. I don't think it'll happen.
That ain't gonna happen though.
Yeah.
It would be like his 22nd year or something if you do the math.
Yeah.
He getting his Moses Malone on.
Yeah.
They coming up the court on offense. He's still back on defense.
Pretty much. Did you see the situation? Talk about this real quick with the white lady who was calling the cops on the kid for selling water.
Waters, yes.
You know
she tried to hide.
The duck was absolutely fucking amazing because she ducked down into like a jail pose and was hiding behind a joint. I seen somebody posted a meme like, "Smokey, you taking a shit back there?"
My thing is this, right? How fucking miserable. And it goes back to what I was saying about leaving people alone. How miserable do you got to be to call the cops on a kid?
Here go the thing, though. She came out today and said she wasn't calling the cops. She said she was pretending to call the cops. And she said it was more so about the mother. The mom was out there screaming, "Water's for sale, water's for sale." And she said she was dealing with it. They both lived in the apartment building.
Yeah.
She said she'd been dealing with the mom screaming, and she called the building, I guess, the maintenance superintendent, whatever, of the building.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. So then she came outside and the mom had gave her some attitude. But she said, I wasn't actually, like I said it, I wasn't calling the cops though. Like I never placed an actual call to the cops. And the 911 people said they had no call.
Yeah.
So she was faking calling the cops. But the thing is, in America in 2018, you as a white person cannot say, I'm calling the cops.
Yeah. That has a morbid connotation to it because when white people call the cops, sorry T, or when cops show up to shit involving black folks, people die like 22% of the time.
If Taylor right now was like, I'm calling the cops,
I'm
like,
out of here. Let's talk this through.
What's going on? Like that's just how it is. So it's like you can't jokingly or playing around say that to them, especially in a situation where y'all going back and forth and screaming at each other. You can't say that
straight up
because you just gonna get a reaction, and 2018 motherfuckers is quick to film you, put you on, and it's like, I know she feeling the burnout because she owned like a cannabis thing. Like she's a weed ganjapreneur, and she does weed for animals. Like, yeah, white people can make money doing anything. shit is amazing. She sells cannabis laced treats for dogs and cats and shit. Yeah, she has a whole business. She be on like the History Channel, and her name's Allison Attell, but she be on like the History Channel, and look her up on Facebook. She's got like multiple blogs and little like documentaries and all. And when I see
you're
like
a public figure.
When I saw like what she does, and I'm just like, this bitch sell weed to puppies. Like I really fucked up like in my life because it's just. Being white just is amazing.
Because like, you literally, like, when you have the backing of any type of, like, generational wealth or a financially astute parents or whatever the case may be, you might have had a grandfather that was well-to-do that set the fucking family up or whatever. He fucking had some oil or he sold some guns to fucking Nicaragua back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was cool with Ronald Reagan and shit like, and you just wake up knowing like, yo, when I turn 18, I'm getting $500,000. When I turn 22, 22, I'm getting 750,000. When I turn 30, I'm getting 4 million. All I got to do is just stay on the right path, not get addicted to heroin, not suck no dick for crack, and the world is my fucking oyster. And it takes so much pressure off you because now you're free to be creative and to think about selling weed to dogs, and you can just focus in on being the best weed to dog salesman and just do whatever the fuck you want.
Sometimes, and I look at me going to high school around predominantly white people and me being in a neighborhood that was predominantly black. So I saw both sides of the coin. And I just look at the lifestyles and the shit that they come up with and the shit that they do. It's just like my man Mike Brown. Shout out Mike Brown and shit. He actually hit me up the other day. He used to take us to the golf range back in the day. Like I told you, I was into golf. Like I had a putting system in my house and all that shit. We used to go to the golf range, and he would teach me how to like when I go to the joint now, people can't believe I can really like drive because I learned that shit from him a little bit.
Not easy.
It's not people think it's all strength and it's like Happy Gilmore. It's nothing to do with that. Like it's technique. But anyway, he went to college on a golf scholarship, and I remember one day we was sitting in front of my crib. It was me. He's the only white guy out there. And it's a bunch of like niggas from Southwest. We all chilling in front of our crib smoking weed. And we out there just smoking weed, passing weed, talking bullshit. And we just talking like about like life. And he just like, yeah, man, I can't wait till I go out west, man. I'm going out to Tucson. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to work on the golf course. But I'm going to like really follow what I want to do and shit. And like naturally, motherfuckers like, so what do you want to do? He's like, I want to like... This was, mind you, this is 2004, 2005. He's like, this is 14, 15 years ago. He's like, I want to basically create billboards that are screens. So like, instead of having just like one person pay you for an ad because the billboard is like wallpaper, you have a screen. It could be multiple, ads getting shown back to back to back to back. And I mean, like every one of us was like, yo, you high as shit, man. Like, him and his brother own 7 of them Jones now. 7 of them, computerized billboards. And I just like, that shit like, damn. Like he, and his brother is a chief director of one of the biggest golf courses in Arizona. They live in Scarsdale now. Brother got a crazy ass, big ass mansion in Scarsdale. And it's just like, say it again.
I was going to say Arizona's only golf courses.
It's just all golf course. He's like the chief director on, I think it's either the second or the first biggest golf course in Scarsdale. And it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like...
Meanwhile, Tyrone and Lil Tink Tink and shit like, oh, I'm going to be a trash man.
Really? That's what you got?
You can trash man, work for SEPTA.
Work for the water department.
Like, and that's like God willing. Like, yo, if everything go right, I'm gonna work for the city, I'm going to work for a water department or an electric company, or
I say it all the time joking around in my joint because we don't have many white... Actually, there's one at my depot. There's one... Yeah. No, it's 2 white drivers. But I'd be like, when you see a young white SEPTA driver,
like,
you be like, he was on heroin or something. Like, god damn, he must have been
like he's slumming.
But it's like you see a young black kid that just got hired.
You black royalty.
That's congratulations. I prayed for you. That's old people telling you. Like, yeah, I prayed you would get the job, and it's just like, yo, it's just a whole different ball game for us and them. This shit is crazy. You know what I saw the other day? I saw a Chinese bus driver. It fucked me up. I was stuck. I'm like, holy shit. I'm thinking like, yo, boy must have stole a bus or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
He about to turn his bus into a bomb. He must be from North Korea.
Because I was mad coming down Chestnut Street because he was driving the 42. The 42 was in front of me, and it just was like so slow, and it was stopping, and so I come around. So he stopped when he saw me coming around because it's like, yo, you slowing me up. I came around him, I just like looked. It was like remember that scene in Enemy of the State when Will Smith first seen Braille? So I was like,
shit.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it was an Asian bus driver. That fucked me up. I was like, oh shit. But like, yeah, you definitely don't see that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just super out there. And it's like, it's crazy as being black. You just have certain lanes you can go into. And then you white, you just...
The world is your oyster.
Me and Rod was talking about a shout out. Rod was at my crib last night, and I was telling him when I first started playing poker, motherfuckers, I had black people straight like, for what? What you doing that? Like, I had my old roommate straight was like, this is years ago. He was like, if I ever see you playing poker against a white dude, I'm betting on the white dude. like niggas don't play no poker, man. And it's like, yeah, you say that till I take down the main event.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit. And that's really how it be. Like black people don't believe that they can be in a certain lane or
Until
certain
it
field
happens.
until somebody does it.
Yeah.
And then you're like the fucking Rosa Parks of that shit.
Yeah.
And
then they exploit the fuck out of it.
it's insane, yo. And I sit and I like when I saw that from her the other day, like, wait, she has what? She has like a whole business and like she has sponsors and all. And I'm like, this bitch really selling weed to dogs. But that shit worked. And I'm like, what if Allison Attell was Shamika Grimes? Would she be able to sell weed to the dogs?
No. She wouldn't know where to start because it's access to information and resources.
That's what I mean.
Is the main thing. So it's like, yo, we don't have nobody that we can go to and be like, yo, give me $250,000 for me to start this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not a lot of. That's not a lot of money.
No.
It's the whole thing. But to us, it's like, I know niggas sitting in jail on $503 bail.
Yo, my man told me he was locked up. He was like, my homie Bill, his bail was kind of big. His bail was like 90 something, I think.
Yeah.
He's like the boy he was in the room with, because they got like it's like multiple joints. So it's like almost like a communal type joint where it's like multiple sections and shit. But he was like, yeah, boy, bail was $700. He's like, I was ready to call my folks, like, yo, come bail this nigga out and get him fuck out of
This
here.
nigga on the street.
Like, yeah, like you in jail with $700 bill and you got nobody that can hammer that out for you.
Man, that one time I got locked up, man, it was niggas in there with $240 bills and was just like, all right, I'm gonna call my mom. You know what I'm saying? She owe me 40. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna see if she can get my other man on the phone. He might got $90. I don't know where the fuck I'm getting this other $110 from.
The night I got locked up, I was thinking in my bill, because I was talking to the boy on the cell. He was like, I mean, it's your first offense. He was like, at worst, you might, it's a non-violent joint. At worst, you might get $1,000. That's at the worst. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, when they locked me up, I had $700 in my pocket.
Right.
So I'm
Let
like,
me just give y'all this and get on out of here.
Can I use that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have 300 down here in an hour. Like, what the fuck? And granted, I went and they ROR'd me and shit, but it was just like, yeah, like, that's crazy to think that it's a motherfucker sitting in jail for $500. That's scary.
Like, it's certain motherfuckers, like, when they hear they baby, like, all right, just take me up to F. Fuck it. Like, how much is it? $604? Oh, you take me up
Like,
to F.
yeah, I don't even need that 4 hours. Let me go ahead and try to get
Let me go there now
Try to
so
get
I can-
through intake.
Let me go ahead and go through quarantine.
So I ain't even got to worry
You know what I'm
about
saying? So I can start bidding, you know what I'm saying? Do my time up there because I'm going to be there a while, pending trial. For $600. Price of life is like extremely inexpensive.
Yeah, man, they found Shorty on Facebook and she was already losing sponsors. Motherfuckers was coming out like, yeah, we don't want to be attached to that. And I'm just like, it don't even be worth it at the end of the day. You just not leaving people alone.
Yeah.
You done got your whole business all jammed up. You can't go outside right now because everybody's looking at you weird. You know, your social medias are in fucking shambles. It's just like, for you just not leaving people the fuck alone.
It's like, all right, was the mom maybe a bit of an asshole? Maybe. Was it worth what you're going through now? No. And it couldn't have been going on but for that many hours of the day.
Yeah.
So if you got to put up with an asshole mom yelling out cold water for 2-3 hours of the day, as opposed to you having your whole business and your whole life flipped upside down, which one would you take?
And I saw, like, you know, Twitter is weird because it's like now it's a lot more crazed white people on Twitter than what it was years ago. And I was
Trump base.
Yeah, I was looking at the comments, like the quotes on the tweet the other day, and one white lady, she was from Nebraska, of course, and I was looking at her
Corn Huskers in her fucking photo.
I was looking at her tweet that was quoted on top of that tweet, and she was like, so she's in her house relaxing, and this woman is outside screaming and yelling, but she can't come out and call the cops, which is what you should do when you have someone outside being unruly because she's white. That doesn't sound right to me. And I'm like, in theory, it's not right.
Right.
But slavery was 400 years. So it's like, you kind of, you know, like you just understand it's certain things that...
My thing is, why does she feel the need to come out there and impart her will on them like, I'm calling the cops?
Honestly, and this is just future for all the white listeners and shit, the duck and the squat behind the wall is what literally shot her. Because it's like, you over there hiding. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it just became like, all right, this is some Scooby-Doo ass shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is just weird. Because it's like, has she came out and the lady been filming her and she not been with the phone talking about she called, just been like, listen, can you just be a little quieter? Like, whatever. It's like, yo, that could have ended on a whole different note. But you tell her, I'm calling the police.
Right.
Even though you're not, cause like, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You say, I'm calling the police, then when she film you, you duck behind the wall. It's like, all right, yeah, no, you playing games, lady.
Yeah.
Like, you brought this.
It's over for you, sis.
You brought this dumb ass shit on yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's the theme of the day. Just leave people the fuck alone.
Please.
Like,
That's going to be the name of this episode. Leave me alone.
leave people the fuck alone, man. Like, stop looking for issues. Stop looking for problems. Stop looking for dumb shit to get yourself into. I see it day in and day out on all different scales. I'm talking about inner city, outside of the inner city, the suburbs. Did you see the black lady trying to get into her house the other night?
No.
Oh my God. Black doctor. She's a doctor. In Atlanta. She pulls up to her condo. Gated community. White dude was blocking
Asian.
it was Asian. I'm sorry.
Asian dude.
Was blocking the entrance and wouldn't let her through.
Yeah.
And she like, it went on for 30 minutes and like had to get the cops and shit out there or whatever. And she like, I'm telling him like, yo, I live here.
There's my unit right here.
And he's like, you don't belong here. He was saying that they had theft of air conditioner units. And
Which
it's like,
nobody else can confirm.
but do you really think this black woman in a fucking Porsche is still an air conditioner unit? The craziest part of the whole shit was what?
The guy didn't even fucking live there. Yeah, he didn't even fucking live there.
Yo, I was like,
you talking about being an asshole on steroids? Like, yo, you don't even live here, fam.
Dog. I said it the other day. Like,
he was like a landlord or some shit.
In today's motherfucking episode of Black People Can't Do Shit, black people can't even go in the house.
Can't go to the crib.
Can't even
She's
go
like,
in the-
yo, I have my clicker for the gate. Like, if you just get the fuck out of the way, I'll show you. Nah, call the cops. Who wants to deal with that?
Who?
Like, who do we know that's like, yeah, no, fuck that, call the cops.
Yeah.
No, we can't work it out amongst ourselves. Call the fucking cops.
I told y'all a couple weeks ago the white boy was getting on the bus and the dude was rapping around the bus and he stopped and put his hands up. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, he's coming down the bus zone and coming around the bus. I'm like, get on the bus. He gets on, he's like, and I ain't supposed to come around the bus like that. I'm like, what if his brakes have failed? Well, I guess I'd have got ran over and swiped his hands.
That's the risk I'm willing to take.
Like, y'all all got a little bit of police in you. I'm like, yo, that shit ain't your business for nothing. If he wraps around the bus, so the fuck what? Everybody been on and the door would have been closed. I don't care.
Took you the fuck out because you trying to fucking figure something out.
But that's how that shit be, man. Motherfuckers, yo, true story. When I'm driving the bus and the fare box won't work, right? You ever seen that? Like, you can't, the money get jammed up or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a sweet day because they be like, oh, okay, we'll keep it in service. Write it up when you done. Don't collect no fares. Don't issue no transfers. You ain't got to do
You
shit.
got to argue with assholes.
Let them on,
none of
let
the
them
above.
off. You just chilling. When you driving the bus through, and I hate to say this, but you driving the bus through a predominantly black area is sweet. They telling each other, hey, it ain't working. And they getting, it's when you drive through a predominantly white area and that fare box,
The bewilderment.
They literally, it's like you ever seen a cat chasing like a laser pointer? like their brains be scrambled.
So I don't have to pay.
Yo, listen, I'm driving,
And I'm not going to get in trouble for not paying.
That's how this should be.
So there's no double jeopardy where you tell me I'm not paying, but you're secretly filming me, and then I get an invoice sent to my home for the fare.
White folks is getting on fucking Aspen Street near the Eastern State Penitentiary. They getting on, and I mean, like,
I hate that area.
I do too. They can't believe it. They like, so what do I do with the token? I'm like, keep it. It's yours. You don't have to do anything. White boy gets on. He got a tool belt, and he was going to put the dollars in. I'm like, it's broke. Don't worry about it. Just go have a seat. He like, what is broke? I'm like, yeah, the dollar slide is jammed up. He's like, you want me to take a look at it? And started like going down into his
Fam, you don't
I'm
work
like,
for
yo, if you open that, I'm calling the cops.
It's a robbery in progress.
You tripping. I'm like, go sit down. And I'm driving a 9 a couple weeks ago. The fare box wasn't working. I get to 30th Street. I literally got a bag cover. You know the new thing now, they got the screen that you tap. I got a bag cover in the screen. I got papers in the slots where the money go, and I got like a brochure, like one of the SEPTA pamphlets. I got that jammed down into the coin slot. So you can't do anything with the fare box. The lady gets in and people getting on. I'm just like, go ahead. It's free. It's broke. It's broke. Go ahead. Because you got to explain it. It's broke. It's broke. It's broke. The lady gets on and throws her token into the coin joint, but it's literally just sits there because I got it blocked. So I'm like, ma'am. And I'm like, ma'am, come get your teacher. What are you doing? You don't yell at me. Don't tell me to come get nothing. And I'm like, I'm telling you to come get your token. Well, she comes and said, what am I supposed to do with it? I'm like, put it in your purse, throw it in the river. I don't care, it's yours.
You don't need it for this ride.
And the bull came up behind a white dude. He was like, the fuck is she screaming at you for? I'm like, because I'm black and she's white and she never had a black man yell at her. So that's why she took, you don't yell at me about nothing. And I'm like, that's why her brain reacted like that. Like, what is this big black motherfucker yelling at me for?
Is this nigger trying to accost me?
Yo, and it just be amazing to me though. It's just how the brains get scrambled when that shit happens. And it's crazy. Like, we are two totally different people. As much as I got friends that are white and I've been to people's houses and weddings and all that shit.
It ain't the same shit.
It is not the same. Like, we are just a different bunch. Just a different folk. Our senior trip in high school, we went to Great Falls, New York. It was a ski trip. I went to a predominantly white high school. Predominantly white high schools, for their class trips, they go to the mountains to ski. They go to Europe. Black high school senior trip.
Yeah,
you go. You go to the Mushaloo.
Yeah, I went to Central. I went to mixed high school, and they had all of that shit available, and I didn't go to none of that.
We went to the ski trip, but we stayed like to ourselves and shit. But I remember the room next to us. It was all like white boys and shit. One of the white boys, it remained nameless. He had got drunk and went into the room, and he got asshole naked. Took a shower without using the curtain, so the fucking bathroom was like flooded. And then got in the fucking bed. It was my man Bill. He got in Bill's bed, butt ass naked, and just passed out. So when they came back from the wherever the fuck they was at, then I could hear them all screaming. So we come out in the hallway. He's like, "Yeah, man, this motherfucker's all drunk, fucking laying in my bed with no fucking clothes on." I got his fucking ass and went over to another room. He come out of there with a paintball gun, screwing the CO2 in. So I'm just like, yo, like me and my man.
This is gonna end bad.
Me, Craig, and Juan, we like, yo, cool the fuck out. Like, you tripping. He walk in the room, you hear it. Lighting him up. He's screaming, getting out the bed. This motherfucker come running out in the hallway. I'm talking about whole ass legs bleeding. I'm talking about like he ripped apart red. This motherfucker was like, God damn, man, you got me good, bro. And I'm like, I'd have killed every motherfucker out this hallway.
Killed the shooter and the witnesses in that scenario.
But he was like, you got me good, man. I'm just like, we different, boy. Like, we just a different bunch. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy. Like, we just are real different people. But,
he brought his paintball set to his senior trip?
Because they all went paintballing. Like, It was a paintball... where we was at, it was like it was a big paintball joint there, and I remember they was trying to get us like, yo, y'all want to go paintballing? I'm like,
absolutely not.
No, like we ain't got no gear. I'm cool. I'm straight on that.
Shot in the head with fucking paintballs.
Yeah, like no, I'm good. But yeah, man, I like I said, I really just think that's the theme is like just leaving people alone. If y'all can do that, you might be okay.
You can just skate by. You can just skate. If you just leave people alone and just be like, that nigga's on some bullshit. I
honestly though, sometimes to myself, I be like wondering what it is in some of these people minds that literally have you outside, like looking for the smoke. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, cause think about it, you see shit go left all the time.
I be seeing it before it happened. I be like, that's about to be some bullshit.
But you don't pull out your phone and be like, let me get the law here, or let me do X, Y, and Z. Let me go over to these people and tell them that they need to stop doing. Like, I'm never in my life go like, and where we live is like it's pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty decent. When I leave here and pull up, if I pull up and see somebody like that I've never seen getting out of a car and walking through the throughway of I'm not about to be like, who goes there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm going into my apartment, I'm locking my door, and I'm gonna watch television. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to mind my own fucking business.
Yeah.
And you know,
certain shit though do be calling for somebody to give a motherfucker a heads up, but it don't even gotta be like in an overly demonstrative fashion. It just be like if I know you and we live in an apartment and it been some bullshit going on, it's my neighborly duty to tell you.
that's different. Yeah,
but as far as just like assuming that somebody's on the bullshit and like, yo, what y'all niggas doing over there?
Yeah.
Like that ain't none of my business. I'm gonna go in my apartment, lock my doors, and have a nice night.
Yeah. Real quick, for you, I gotta tell you the greatest tweet I saw today. It's I guess she's a bottle girl of some sort.
Okay.
So she tweeted, y'all broke ass niggas be coming to the club ordering four $12 drinks. Like, bro, stop wasting my time and just wait till you get paid next week and come get a fucking bottle. So the Bulls quote on the tweet was like, "No, just go get my fucking drinks and mind your business." and they started lighting her mentions up, and she was giving all these tweets as to why that makes sense and this, that, and the third.
It actually doesn't make sense.
And it made me think of you. Like,
all right, real quick. A good friend of mine, Justin Carson, who gave me a lot of info and a lot of game in the nightlife.
Just seems to be like a pretty, because Ra always talks highly about it.
Justin is arguably the genesis of upscale nightlife in Philadelphia.
Back when John and them had Industry 19, I remember we went. You remember Tory's on South Street?
Yeah.
We had all went to dinner there one night, and Just was there, and I didn't like him just because we was both fat. You know that.
So it'll only be room for one fat guy.
Yeah, that's just
one
natural.
bearded fat guy per cipher.
Exactly. But afterwards, they was like, "No, he like a legit bull. And he like pretty thorough." And
So for those of you that don't know, Justin Carson is a good friend of mine, and for whatever reason, like he likes me a lot, and you know, whenever I call him with shit, like it could be 5 a.m, and I'd be like, "I know you up, pussy," and he responds and shit like that. But Justin is like extremely successful person. He's a creative director at BET. Works from fucking home, and you know, he's like the genesis of upscale nightlife in Philadelphia. He created email and text-based marketing in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Going back to the dueling piano bar down on like 20th and Arch Race. I always mixed them two fucking streets up, but downtown, that's when he started his initial email database, and now he literally has an email database, him and Mike Morrow, who works for Diageo and Corona and shit like that, of like 700,000 people. So like they literally have the ability to be anywhere in the country and set up shop and post an event, and people will show up. And they're one of few people who have this measure of data. So Justin Carson gave me a lesson when I did one party in my life. I did at Industry 19, and he was responsible for it. And we literally did too good. It scared him how good we did the party. But he explained to me a very simple formula about poured liquor versus bottle sales, and why you can't discount bottles but so much, because selling poured liquor is a better measure and more effective, which is there's 22 to 28 shots in a 750 milliliter bottle of Syrah. If you average that times $10 a shot, whatever the case may be, you're getting $220 to $280 per bottle that you sell. That bottle costs you $35 plus tax at the liquor store. If you then turn around and sell the same bottle for $150 bottle service to one customer in the same nightclub, you are literally losing money to the tune of 100% profit margin loss every single fucking time. Right. So this moronic woman who's talking against people buying poured liquor versus bottles is actually doing the overall business a disservice with a thought process like that, and needs to lose her fucking job.
Yeah, because she's only worried about a tip from a bottle. Yeah.
She's worried about the grat on the bottle service as opposed to what's good in the long run for the club. And it's literally fast money versus slow money. And you have to determine, all right, do I want to take do I want to take the short on the bottle sales because somebody might buy 4 of them or whatever the case may be? Do I want to take the short on the bottle sales, or do I want to stand firm on my price because I know when I pour the liquor, I'm getting $260 per bottle on average? And that's a winning formula because there are more people who buy poured liquor than buy bottle service. Yeah. It's a specialty service. So
people was on a John, like, I don't know when it became like you can't go to the club unless you have a section and 30 bottles. It's like
it's asinine.
Yeah, it really is. When you
especially like somebody like me, like I buy bottles and shit like that when I go out to entertain. I don't even fucking drink. Yeah. That shit is a waste of fucking money.
I remember you text me one of them, George. You was like, "Yo, I'm a real dickhead for
like a moron." Like that time I went to Miami. I'm down Miami by myself with fucking 7-8 girls. And I'm footing the bill for everything. The first night was cool. Had my Miami Connects. I got my little free table, all that shit. VIP, Rick Ross. It was great. The next night, they put me in. I'm at Studio 23. They put me in the owner's table that he takes every night. Shout out to Milos from Studio 23. They put me in the owner's table and they did a veteran bottle service trick. They sicked the bottle girl on me. They put like the baddest bottle girl in my section and parked her there like, don't go nowhere. You work this section only. And I ended up with like a $4,000 liquor tab. And I'm just like, I'm a fucking moron. Because it's like, yo, the night before I had 2 bottles of Patron with the same amount of people. And for some reason it worked. This particular night I had way more liquor. And it's just like, are y'all like, why are y'all bitches drinking so much alcohol? Like, what's going on here? Like, I was getting upset. Like, yo, like, so you're telling me another 2 bottles of champagne are gone? Like, I should have just bought, like, let me get 4 bottles of Ripple and, you know what I'm saying, mix it up for these bitches. And, you know, I would have went home with a light tab, but no, they definitely, like, sicked the bottle girl on me. And I left out of there with a fucking headache.
I told you, the chick told me $500 for a bottle of Grey Goose.
Went to the liquor store.
I'm out.
and drove around.
Then I'm out. I went to the pizza place. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, got this shit.
But yeah, that shit is stupid because it's literally, it's an experience, but it's money you can't recoup. Like it's no way to justify that expense.
And I saw chicks on the joint, like, imagine me going out with niggas that was trying to buy drinks. And I'm like, I remember when that was like cool. That was like nice.
Yo, I've been places where like we'll just purposely go and house the bar and like spend the same money that people would have spent on bottle service. Now that's kind of stupid on our behalf, but it's just cooler for them to give me 70 shots of Patron. Like, it's just a cooler thing. I'm losing money in that scenario, but it's like, there's nothing wrong with drinking poured liquor. Like, y'all are way too bougie, and it's asinine. It's stupid.
Somebody, I don't know who it was. It might have been somebody was like, y'all motherfuckers be getting sections in the hood bar. Like,
yo, y'all just go in the hood bar, you get motherfucking 3 bottles and a hookah for $300.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can't stand them downtown and them out of town section prices. Motherfuckers' eyes jump off the page when you show them a bottle menu at a downtown club. Yeah. Let a motherfucker try to go to Room or go to Coda. They like, what? Can I bring my own bottles? And y'all set them up for like, motherfuckers be asking you all type of goofy ass shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not accustomed to them type of prices because the hood bars have spoiled people and it's given them an unbalanced inequity of like what really goes on in like the nightlife industry. Like, you go to fucking Dre's in Vegas, you ain't getting nothing for under $500.
No, they said when Jay that had his joint at Live? I think it was Jay. It was either Jay or Jeezy. One of them had their album release, John, at Live.
Jay.
It was Jay. They said the lightest table they had was 50 racks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You couldn't get a table in that bitch.
Live's motto is Club Live, where your money is not enough money. Because like when we was in there a couple years ago, when I went to Stink Weekend a couple years ago, we was in there and we had a table or whatever, and it was like on the corner next to us, it was like some tech guys, and it was like white, Indian, Arab, whatever, but a group of them tech guys and shit, and these motherfuckers is buying bottles of Luminous Dom like it's nothing. Like, you know, they swiping this shit on the black card. Like, they're 2 more Luminous Doms.
How much does that shit run in the club?
Luminous Dom is $1,200 minimum. So they're buying 2 at a time. Magnum's a Grey Goose. There's Magnum's a Kettle One, like back to back to back. We sitting here, I'm like, yo, our table was fucking 7,000, 8 niggas put in on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, your money is not enough money, but like in a row, it's like them, us, Lee Mason with some like Chicago niggas. I don't know where she got these niggas from. And then like Lou Will back in the corner. Lou Will, no lie, walked in the club with 15 bitches that all looked alike. In a row. It was him and one other person, him and one other guy, and 15 bitches that looked alike.
Yeah, that club life just
I hate it.
It don't move me.
I hate it. I go to like when I have to actually interact with people and shit like that. It makes me miserable. It gives me anxiety. Like I hate it. Like I don't want to talk loud over music and shit. Like I don't want to. Like it's not a cool interaction.
No.
But it's a means to an end, and I'm good at this shit. So it's like, all right, I make the most of it, and like, you know, I do it, and it allows me to not have to go to work every day, which is the most important thing in my life. That's all I care about is not having to go to work every day. I can go to work for 3 days. I can't go to work for no 5-6 days. That shit is dead.
Don't I know it? But we about to get out of here because I do have to go to work tomorrow.
Matt has to go to work tomorrow.
You just made me feel terrible.
The ironed knee.
But good show.
We got the Leaders Conference coming up
July 7th.
Let me give y'all the information here. Make sure y'all go to www.elcapitancartel.bigcartel.com. Click on, I believe it's events. Get y'all tickets to that. Event Saturday, July 7th at Discovery Charter School. And it's the Leaders Conference, Living Every Day to Achieve Your Dreams While Enduring Real Struggles. Presented by El Capitan Cartel brand. This is going to be Gilly's going to be there. Wallow's going to be there. And the keynote is going to be Derek Grace, who is the guy that goes viral talking about black empowerment, self-defense, and all of that stuff. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets to that. They are only $22.
Yeah. The guys who do the show in front of us, they want us to come on their show.
Let's do it. It's lit.
They all walked up on me out in the parking lot.
Yo, I did that reminds me.
I thought it was about to go down.
I did an episode of the Tissue and the Tape podcast, who are friends to the show. They super overly support our show. Posted on social media every episode we drop. Send it to their own fans and shit like that. I did an episode of their podcast a couple weeks ago, so check that out. Tissue and the Tape podcast.
I listened to it
on SoundCloud. So check that episode out. Shout out to Phil and his partner. I forget his name. That's fucking bad, but my memory is literally shot right now.
Yeah, but they want us to come on their show, and then they're doing a live podcast at it's in Wissahickon. He told me where it was at, but they're doing that July 22nd. I'm like, yeah, we'll come check it out.
Yeah,
but he said it's like 4 podcasts. That's
so it's a co-op live podcast.
But I was like, we'll come. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, we can go there before we come here. So I was like, yeah, I'll come check it out. But other than that,
I'm burnt. I need to go. I'm about to go to David's and get me some Chinese food.
Oh my God, I would.
That was mean.
Yeah, that was an asshole.
I'm gonna get some chicken and broccoli and some spicy lo mein from David's. I'm fucking starving. Oh yeah, the Roost Picnic episode. The Roost Picnic files are in. It is up, and it is up and live right now. Go check out the Roost Picnic episode of the realest podcast ever. It was a great experience, great show. Thank you to everybody from Live Nation, Carolina, Talib, all of the staff from the Roost Picnic. Y'all took long as shit to give us the audio, but I understand y'all a multi-billion-dollar company. You got to get shit cleared and stuff like that, but we have the audio and it is live now. So y'all getting 2 episodes of the realest podcast ever this week. Thank me and thank Matt later. I'm out.
Bye, y'all. I'm tired.
Peace.